Everything's fine.
I'm just making sure.
Why y'all taking pictures?
I'm here. I'm just a media guy, and that's all I'm doing. I'm with the University of Pennsylvania.
You have a card identification for that?
No. Who are you with? Sorry.
I'm security.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think they know about it already.
I mean, I'm not. I have a poll watcher certificate, so I can go inside.
What? I just wonder why you come up taking pictures.
I mean, what?
I'm just wondering why everybody's taking pictures. That's all.
Okay. I mean,
No.
I think it might be a little bit intimidating that you have a stick in your hand. That's why. You know?
Well,
Yes.
Who are you to
No,
decide?
I'm an attorney.
I mean, that's a weapon, so that's why I'm a little worried.
Who are you to decide?
I mean, I am a concerned citizen, and I'm just worried that you might be.
So are we.
Okay.
Wait, that's why we're here.
Okay, but you have a nightstick in your hand.
What?
I mean,
You got a camera phone.
I have a camera phone, which is not a weapon.
So how do you read that video? A guy with a billy club outside a polling place. To a lot of observers, it looks like obvious voter intimidation by the guys standing guard there, or whatever you want to call it. Members of the new Black Panther Party monitoring the entrance to a polling place in Philadelphia. But it doesn't look like that to the United States Department of Justice. Why? Well, according to a former lawyer at the DOJ, the case was dropped because of an anti-white bias by justice officials.
I was told by voting section management that cases are not going to be brought against black defendants on the benefit of white victims. That if somebody wanted to bring these cases, it was up to the U.S. attorney, but the Civil Rights Division wasn't going to be bringing it. If Mr. Coates were allowed to testify and tell the truth, then you would hear that these instructions were given.
Cal, that story did not get a lot of attention in the media when it happened back on Election Day, the day that President Obama was elected. And now, even though there are charges that the Department of Justice is sort of turning a blind eye to cases like this, it's still not getting much attention. Why?
Well, look, there are two templates at work here. Let's just flip the template on politics for a moment. If this were a Republican administration with a white president and you had white people threatening African American people, you know they'd be in court in a second. The second template is only white people can be racist. African Americans cannot be racist because of the slavery past that we're still working out. You understand those two things, you understand everything about this story.
Is it a non-story, Ellis? You've got this look of incredulity on your face.
I was trying to follow Cal's logic.
I'll give you the notes later.
Listen. This is not a story about the history of race in America. It's a story about the requirements of a criminal case. Before you prosecute people, you need actual evidence. In this case, John, there are no victims who've stepped forward. There's some rather amorphous, weird dialogue. I'll tell you, as an interviewer, that interview wasn't going anywhere very quickly.
Well, but listen to this. We have another clip. This is from the National Geographic profile of the new Black Panthers group. The guy on the megaphone, Samir Shabazz, the same guy at the polling place there with the nightstick. Take a listen to this.
I hate white people. All of them. Every last iota of a cracker, I hate it. Because we're still in this condition, man. We didn't come out here to play today. There's too much serious business going on in the black community to be out here sliding through South Street with white, dirty, cracker whore on our arm. You want freedom? You're going to have to kill some crackers. You're going to have to kill some of their babies. Let us get our act together.
As the official cracker, can I speak on this panel? Louisiana cracker on this panel. I mean, listen, this is the fringe of a fringe. Yeah. Even the old Black Panthers think these people are nuts. What it is they symbolize more broadly, I don't know.
Well, you know, we're sitting. I'm sitting.
What's his name? King what?
King
I mean,
Samir
come
Shabazz.
on. This is ridiculous.
I'm sitting here laughing, but I mean, that's some pretty
Everyone's
outrageous
looking at him
language.
like he's a crazy person. People were not cowering in fear. They were looking at him like he's some Looney Tune that we see on the streets of New York City all the time. If he's threatening people, he should be arrested by the police. He doesn't need to be investigated by the federal government.
Well, I don't think he's being investigated. I think what's being investigated is the incident in 2008 that looks to me, Ellis and I might not be in accord on this, but I think that was voter intimidation and should have been investigated. I think this J. Christian Adams, this lawyer who spoke last week, has it exactly right, and I agree with Cal. 50 years ago, the media and the U.S. liberal bureaucracy of the Justice Department set forth a template. Racism consists of whites discriminating against blacks. And there can be no other kind of discrimination worth investigating except for the occasional anti-gay hate crime or two.
Jim,
and therefore, this just doesn't fit the software pattern of either the Career Justice Department, the legal American Bar Association establishment, or the mainstream media.
The flip side of that is that during the Bush administration, it just plummeted in terms of civil rights cases that were investigated. You know, and I even know somebody who quit working there because they said it was so ridiculous. It was the inverse of this. So, you know, it happens in both administrations, and if what that guy is saying is true, that's a problem.
Yeah,
but that is different than some crazy man screaming on the street.
In every single prosecutorial office, including the Justice Department, junior prosecutors sometimes object to the decisions that senior prosecutors make, and when people worked in one administration, sometimes they aren't happy with the decisions the new ones make. That doesn't prove some horrible conspiracy.
Ellis, you have this remarkable ability in both segments now. You take anecdotes and try and dismiss any larger pattern.
Well,
actually, sometimes inductively, anecdotes lead you to a conclusion.
And sometimes
unless you're afraid to reach it.
And sometimes anecdote, Jim, isn't science.
This is one of those arguments we're going to have to continue to